Hey, welcome to Sparky Does Stuff.
Today I'm going to show you how to operate my 6-speed manual.
He's good. So in every car there's going to be a transmission and a engine. The transmission is what feeds the engine the power to go. In a manual car, there's going to be a clutch plate between the transmission and the engine. In an automatic, there's clutch plates all throughout the transmission. It's so confusing. I've watched videos on it. I don't know what's going on. So that's what the third pedal is for. That's the clutch, okay? When you engage the clutch, when you push down on the pedal, that disconnects the power from the transmission to the engine so that you can switch gears. You can audibly hear it switch gears in your automatic vehicle. But in a manual, you just have to switch the gears. This is a 6-speed manual. I've seen 4 speeds and 5 speeds. I've actually driven a 5-speed. That was my first car. On the stick, it'll show you where the gears are, okay? And you can't put it into gear unless your foot is on the clutch. So engage the clutch, slip it into gear, okay? Now we're in first gear. And it's confusing because why aren't we in reverse? We put it all the way to the side and put it up. Why aren't we in reverse? So for a 6-speed, you have to push it down, okay? Because this will go down. So push it over, you can go up into first, or push it down, you can go over a little bit more, and you're in reverse. And then first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, right? And here, you're just in neutral, okay? If I have the parking brake off, then I could just roll backward with it in neutral. You should not put it into gear unless the clutch is engaged, okay? Most likely because you can't. I will explain though that you can shift without the clutch. It is possible to do that, and I will demonstrate that. So let's get into the demonstration and I'll show you how to operate it. Buckle up for safety. And for this car, it's a push to start. So in order to do that, you have to put the clutch in and then you can turn it on.
The smile on my face.
So what we need to do is back out of the driveway. In order to go, you have to have it in first gear, right? And so to work it, you have to ease off the clutch and onto the gas in order to go forward. If you have it in first gear and you take your foot off the clutch without putting your foot on the gas, you will kill your engine. So let's do that for the sake of the video. So we're going to take our foot off the clutch with it in first gear, okay? And we just killed our engine. Turn our engine back on.
The joy that I claim.
And now, gonna put it in reverse, and then again, to drive, ease off the clutch and onto the gas. Out of our driveway. And now, to drive in first gear, ease off the clutch, onto the gas, and we're rolling. Switch it to second, push the clutch in, switch to second, ease off the clutch and onto the gas. Pull up to a stop sign. I put it in neutral with the clutch engaged so I can flip to first gear when I see no one's coming and continue off. Switching gears, I do it around 2,000 and 3,000 RPMs. But I'm gonna go to the highway and show it to you in all gears. Switch to third just like that, just super easy, in and out. Another thing you can do is to listen to your engine just in order to switch, okay? And you don't need your clutch to switch, okay? So I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna operate this without using the clutch. I'm gonna switch from third to fourth and from 4th to 5th without using the clutch. Watch this. I'm already going fast enough to switch to 4th. So I switched to 4th without using the clutch. Listening to my engine, going into 5th. You don't have to operate it with the clutch after you switch from 1st to 2nd. You have to switch from 1st to 2nd, and then you don't have to use the clutch since after that. And now that we're in 6th gear, we can just cruise. Just cruise all the way down the highway. You don't have to switch nothing until you start slowing down. And then when you slow down, you just have to push the clutch in, and you can slide it into neutral, and then listen to how fast your engine is going, and then you can adjust whatever gear you put it in according to that. So when parking, there are 2 ways you can do it. You can either leave it in neutral and put the parking brake on, which was what I used to do, or you can put it into 1st gear and then turn it off. You can push it into any gear while it's off, and it won't really go anywhere, I believe. So what I actually do is I'll put it into 1st gear and then turn the parking brake on, and then I'll turn it off. And that's how I park it. You can leave it into neutral with the parking brake on. It still hopefully won't go anywhere. But I just put it in 1st gear. That way when I get into the car, press start, I can immediately go. Thanks for watching. Let's go do something else.